Hello guys, welcome to today's video. It's been a while. I'm Jesamitan, your favorite architect. So I've been having a lot of questions about what is the cost of building a house, and then what are the stages of building a house in Nigeria currently. This is 2024 and we know the cost of materials have actually gone up a lot, and then they still came down. Yeah, thanks to God Almighty for that. So in this video, we'll actually be looking at the cost of building a house in 2024 and the stages you have to go through in order to build a house. And then I'm going to guide you properly in the right sources if it's your first time building a house. So just stay tuned to the video and then you find out little tips and tricks you can use in your next building project. So first of all, if you're planning to build a house in Nigeria, what are you going to be doing? The first thing you want to do is to buy a land. So lands in Nigeria, depending on your location, in the east, I know land is really expensive. My Igbo brothers, some of them, like places I've worked, I know they sell land in the village up to 5 million. So if you go to Lagos, then Abuja, then you should expect lands to be like 20, 30 or so millions for any land you want to buy. So secondly, to buy a land, it's either you're inheriting a land from the village or from your father, your mother, or anybody, and then it's either you're buying the land from a real estate agent. So most real estate companies have their agents. Maybe you contact one and you buy a land from there. So that is one part of it. And thirdly, to build a house, after getting a land, then you need to survey the land. You need to get a surveyor who is going to actually survey this land for you. So to know what size and how many square meters your land is, and then you own the copy to that land for any kind of purpose, because I think there are so many building demolitions nowadays in Nigeria, in Lagos. Like the demolition one building recently in Lagos, a lady, I think I watched that video from one YouTuber, so I actually watched it. But getting a survey will let you know, and then contact town planning to find out if this land you're buying is in a good place, because you know how Nigeria is. Later on they will say they didn't see anybody, nobody came to ask if that land is actually an access road to somewhere or not. So if you do not come to check for all these things, at the end of the day you buy a land and then you build, then they demolish. And again, if you're buying a land, always make sure you ask for access road. I've been to properties that I want to develop, and then at the end of the day, you buy a land behind, and then someone owns a land in front of you, and you now you're begging the person to give you access to uh, your land, which normally does not end well, and then it makes the building process just delay, and then quarrels and all those type of things. So always ask for access road when you're buying a land. So I'm going to talk about the landowner earlier, but if you're looking for someone you can buy a land from, I have a real estate agent which is trusted, and then maybe I'll share their contact with you, or you just check up on Dennis Isong on YouTube. So Mr. Dennis Isong is a real estate agent who is trusted in Lagos State, Nigeria. So if you're in Lagos State, I actually recommend you to buy a land from me. Fourthly, after getting your land, you need to contact an architect to develop a building plan that is going to suit your land. So if your land is slopey, if it's swampy, you need to contact an architect or an engineer who is going to draw a plan for you and then develop it. So in this video, I'm going to be making use of a building that is actually being built. This is real life. This is no more stories. This is a building that I developed myself, though the building plan is not actually drawn by me. It was drawn by World Architects. You can Google them up and check them up. It was actually drawn by World Architects. They did a good job, and then the building plan was actually developed by me. So if you've gotten your building plan, what next are you going to do? You have to get an estimate to build that house. You need to get an estimate to build that building property. So if you're getting a plan, always make sure you know the type of plan you're getting. Don't just go and buy a plan because the plan is fine. Some buildings that are very fine like that are very, very expensive to construct. So by the time you end up buying material, so that you'll not be shouting, so that you just know that it's what you like and you know that you can finish it properly. So if you've gotten your estimate, it tells you how much you're going to build. Then we now come to the other side, which is the agreement part of it. This is the part that used to make a lot of people to be scared, and this part has actually scared a lot of people from building in Nigeria, because they have a lot of trust issues. They think somebody wants to run away with their money or somebody wants to scam them, but at the end of the day, the economy is the problem of building in Nigeria. So we have types of contracts that you can engage in. It's either you're the one to supervise your building, you become the engineer, you pay the labor, or you give the contract to an architect or an engineer. And if you're giving the contract to an architect or an engineer, then this tool that we normally work with is either you're the one buying the materials and he's paying for the labor, or you just give him the money and say, build me this house. Nobody has given me that type of work before, but if you give me that work, I'll collect. So that is part of that one. Then after that one, if people have finally come to an agreement to say, sir, you can go on and handle my project, and you decide it's either you're the one supervising. If you're the one supervising, that means you're the one to be paying the labor. So the architect or engineer can just come and just check some critical aspect of the building and go and then say it's okay. So anything there, if they are doing pouring, you're the one to pay. You're the one to negotiate with the laborers. So if you're negotiating with the laborers, it is something as if you're negotiating with the Nigeria economy yourself, because maybe you did not know how to pay. So maybe they are pouring this member for, let me say, 1,500 naira. They might actually tell you it's 2,000 naira. But if the architect or the engineer is to pay, he might say, last time I paid you 1,500 naira. Today I'm going to pay 1,200 naira. Because they are used to him and he's used to them, they'll just say, okay. But if you, as the client, you want to go and do this thing, they might decide to take the price high. So it means you're bargaining with the Nigerian economy, not actually, you do not have a process to it. So after that, if there is agreement to build, what else do you do? First of all, these are the stages of building a house. So you have passed the other stages and you have done everything correctly. The first stage is the foundation stage. So the foundation stage is when you have cleared up the land and you have molded your blocks, say 6,000 to 12,000 blocks, depending on the type of blocks that they say you should mold, either 9 inches block or 6 inches or 5 inches block. So that is the blocks you're going to mold for the foundation. After they have digged up the foundation, what do? They pour the foundation footings and then they mount the columns and they build the walls. After building the walls, what do? They either chain the building round with planks and iron rods. When they chain the building round with planks and iron rods, what else? They now fill the building with sand. So this stage is called the foundation stage. When they fill up the building with sand and then they do the German floor, that is the foundation stage. Then you go to the next stage, which is the building of the ground floor. So the building of the ground floor covers the building of walls to the lintel level, and then from the lintel level to the decking level. That is for a duplex. If it's not a duplex, they just build the ground floor to the roofing level and then they roof the building. That is for a bungalow. So what else? After the building of the ground floor, you now go into the decking construction. That is for a duplex. So the decking construction has its own materials like the planks, the 2x3 wood, the iron rods, that is the 12 iron rods, which is used as the runners, and then we have the 16 rods, which is used as the inner beam to strengthen up the decking so that it doesn't, like most of the time there are this decking that if you step on, like if you're on it, you march and then you be hearing sound like as if somebody is pounding something. So the 16 rod will help to reduce that sound on the decking, so it makes it more stronger. And then you need cement to pour your decking. I think everybody knows that one. After the decking, if you're going up, you have the first floor building. You either build it with bricks or blocks, but in Nigeria you build with blocks. So you build it up with blocks to the lintel level, and after that you complete the lintel. So but for the picture I showed you, it was actually a penthouse. So after then we needed to deck the building again for the second time, to deck the penthouse. So let me just go through the features of this building. So the building has this spiral staircase, which was actually developed, and then the one who actually marked it out, and you see how beautiful it is. If you have this type of building design, you can always call me to come and do it for you. So then we have 2 rooms on the ground floor. We have the kitchen, the dining. We have a laundry room on the ground floor, then 2 rooms on the ground floor, 4 rooms on the first floor, and then 1 room on the penthouse. So these are the features of this building. So I'll be giving you the estimate of this building right now. As I've said, this building is a real life building. It's not a guessing building. Like I actually built this building myself. So I'll be reading the materials which I've used to build this building. This building was built in Imo State, Nigeria. So October 2023. So that's when this building was actually built. But if I give you the cost estimate, I'll actually compare it to now, like say building in 2024. So that I just know like this is the type of materials for this type of house to be built. So the house has a void. So this void has helped us reduce the cost of materials. And then you see that spiral staircase area. The spiral staircase area also helped us reduce the cost of materials that we should have bought for this house. So these are all the benefits that the void has added to the building. So I'll go straight to the cost of material for this building. So I'm actually going to be reading the cost. As I've earlier said, this is a real life building. It's not it's not an animated building. This building is looking like an AI design, but it has already been built, and I've given the location. So I'm going to be giving the cost of actually the materials that has been used to build this house, so that you have knowledge about it. So I'm actually going to be reading from my phone. So if you see me looking down, just know that I'm reading from my phone, so that you wouldn't skip the video. So number one on my list here, we have the 16 mm rods for this building size. So with the building here, first of all, we have the 16 mm rods. We have actually bought 270 length of 16 mm rods, 815 length of 12 mm rods, and then we bought 145 length of 8 mm rods. 4 rolls of binding wire have been bought for this building project. 25 trips of sand, which is the river sand, and 10 trips of soft sand has been bought. Then we bought a total of 350 tons of shippings. That is a double axle that delivered it. So for planks, we bought up to 1,000 pieces of planks for this building project, because why is it up to 1,000? So that someone doesn't doubt, like, because maybe he doesn't know why. This building, when it was built, we didn't pause the decking. Like, see, we poured the decking and then we stopped. When we poured the decking, the support was all in the decking, so we actually gave it like 2 days to 3 days break, then we continued building. So that is why we couldn't remove the other boards that were used, and we needed to continue building to the penthouse. So that is what increased the cost of materials that we have actually bought. For say we said we do not want to continue, then we would have not bought up to this material, because when we remove it from the decking, then we actually use it up again. So, but it was just time. So what do we bought again? We bought a 2x3 wood of up to 450 lengths. Then we bought 40 2x2 for the profile pegging of the building. Then we bought 5 bags of 3-inch nails, 5 bags of 2-inch nails, and 3 bags of 4-inch nails has been bought. Then we used up to 910 length of bamboos. So the building was actually, the land, was sloping down, so we had to, let's say, for the scaffold, because of the parapet and the decking, so that is what amounted to all this length of bamboos. Then we bought 150 tons of hardcore. Then the blocks that's actually been used to build this house is 12,500 pieces to this exact size. So the labor charge, I've mentioned it before, I'm not going to be saying it again, but in a different video, not this video. So for this building, we have actually spent up to 20,493,000 naira for this. So if you found this video useful and you like it, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also don't forget to like the video so that it gets recommended to other people that are trying to build a house like you also. Thanks for watching. God bless you and take care. Bye bye.